is BTCUSD. So we're going to do a little analysis with this advanced tool, heat map. Then after that, we'll move to the chart to understand what the chart is saying. Okay. So the reason why BTC have been going up is because of the cost report that released last week. And if you know that, if you noticed, when I taught you guys last week on how to combine supply and demand and cost reports, I made mention that cost reports is very, very important in the market because it's going to tell you where this financial institution is adding their money. And if it is a long position or if it is a short position, if they are taking orders or if they are removing orders. So all these things are very essential in our trading because we want to trade with the financial institution, okay? Because they are the 5% that push the market. So now let's do a little analysis with this. So we have a long-term liquidity here. We have another long-term liquidity here. This is a daily chart. Okay, this is a monthly chart. So it's going to like tell intraday. Then this one is like monthly. Okay, so we have long-term liquidity there, and we saw that the market is being absorbed here, and that's the reason why markets started going down from this one. Okay, so if you know how to trade using heat map, you always understand that once the market hits a long-term liquidity or even a short-term liquidity, two things must happen. Either the market is being absorbed at that point, or there's just like a continuation moving up. So you saw that BTC hits 125,500 above here. And there was a clear absorption because buyers are coming in, but the market is not moving up. That's what we call absorption. Okay. Now, we are looking for possible retracement now, but all these things we are seeing here, there is no liquidity there. And this is what we call vacuum, like imbalance. Okay. So there is no liquidity here. So now we are looking for a possible place the market can retrace to before making move to the upside. That's just it. Then now, when looking at this, you're going to see that currently where the market is, there was like a forming liquidity there. Okay, then we have all these small liquidity hanging here. It's not really much. It's not really much. So now, what are we going to look at now? We'll look at the numbers. And when looking at the numbers, the highest value we can see here is 27. And around this current market price, that's around here, it was actually a lot before the market started absorbing a lot of orders coming there. So I'm not trying to confuse you guys here, but I'm just trying to like make a point here that we don't have any zone that these financial institutions are putting their money. Two things will occur because right now we are at the middle of nowhere in BTC. That's if you're making use of this institutional map. Then another high liquidity zone is 126. So the next target is going to be 126,000. Then now, the next target using one monthly chart is where 130,000. So the reason why I'm marking out these zones is that if you are trading this and you catch the buy, make sure you hold this buy, say 126,000 or 130,000. Because trust me, nothing is going to happen here. Only thing you're going to be seeing in between here is inducement pullback, which in Profx to University concept we call it medium inducement pullback, minor inducement pullback, and the active zone, that's the main phase 1 and phase 2 entry. Okay, so now any trade we're catching here, we must hold it to 126,000. So I'm giving you TP for BTC now. So even if the market retraces down to any point here, it will go up to 126,000. Your asset take profit 1, then your take profit 2 should be 130,000. Why? Because that's where the financial institutions are putting their orders. And remember what I told you guys last week, that we have passive limit orders and aggressive limit orders. Okay, so now we see passive limit orders with these two. And remember, those passive limit orders are where the financial institutions are keeping their money so that once the market comes to them, either there is absorption or the market is breaking that zone. But since we don't know what they are doing, we just put our take profit where they are putting their zones. So their next zone is 126,000 as take profit 1. And now using the monthly chart, and we are seeing that their next zone is where 130K. I want you guys to see something here. So this is like a monthly chart. So let's go to the monthly. See that where the price is currently on, that's 125. There was a big liquidity zone there. And that's the reason why the markets respected it and went down. So if you're catching anything, the only way you see a pullback again is here. The next zone is where? Here. And we're not seeing anything here. So if this BTC is trying to like go down, it's going down to the next liquidity. And because there's no book flip in here. I hope I'm making sense. I'm sorry.
Yes, you're making sense.
Okay. So me looking at this now, the reason why I don't want to jump to charts is that I want to show you this is the real tool, and this is exactly what the financial institutions are doing. So candlestick will hide all those things. Trust me. Okay. So now, two things, because the current market price is at the middle of nowhere. So either this one attracts or this one attracts. Let's go again. Either the price is being attracted to this zone, or we look for a base down here, and there is no institution zone around here. So meaning that if there is any break here, the market can still go down. But since there is no attraction here, we are hoping that BTC is going to reach where? 126K using our daily heat map. Okay, so now let's go to charts. And now let me show you guys. Okay, this was the initial time BTC was making that move. And before, I think we caught this, the mentors caught this trade. Because then looking at this, that was like September 30. So we had these zones, either here, either the market moved from here, if you can remember, here or here. This is where they're putting their zones on. And this place now, the market is also a perfect zone. So we had this zone marked out because if you check your chart, it must correspond with our three eyes. That's what impulsiveness, imbalance, and inducement in your real charts. Okay, so in Profx University concept, we're trying to like bring advanced tool to our charts. I don't know if you guys understand. So if you check your charts, I think I sent this to the group. So if you check it, you know that I marked out all these financial institution zone, and it corresponds with this institution supply and demand strategy that we trade in Profx concept. Okay, so this exactly, and you saw how the market rejected from this zone, and the market gave us what? Okay,
Yeah.
and the market gave us a medium engagement back, which we took advantage of, and the market started going up. So now let's go to the charts. Let's go to the charts. Okay, so now this was the inducement pullback that we caught, and the market started moving towards the upside. So if you're using this advanced tool to trade, you don't need to be afraid again, because you already know that everything that is going to happen in between here is nonsense, because there is no liquidity hanging there. So it's going to help you to even hold your trades for long term. Reason being that nothing is holding you. There's no liquidity above, there's no liquidity here, there's no liquidity here, and that's what we call this a smart money trap. I hope I'm making sense. So now, this is exactly what I traded again, 15 minutes. So my outlook on this is that I'm expecting the market to move all the way from here to 130K. This is my expectation. Then my partial point is going to be where? 126. Then any movement, once the market start moving towards this side or break this zone, then I'm expecting the market to create a book flip in the heat map. Then I will know exactly where I'm going to join the financial institution. Okay, so but when looking at this, let's go to 4 hours. And we see that a possible zone is where, according to our supply and demand strategy, this is a possible zone. Let's clean up. You see that this is a possible zone because this candle caused a lot of harm. Opposing zone, momentum line. So you see that this is actually a very good zone to trade. So now we are here, we are looking at this. Okay, or the market will just continue going up towards the upside. Okay, so we're doing this currently. So this is actually my outlook on BTCUSD. continue going up, might see P126 and 130, corresponding with where the financial institution are putting their passive limit order. Okay, and if you know that BTC have already hit all-time high today, so our expectation here is that the market will definitely be moving towards the upside. The price will always attract more buyers. I hope I'm making sense. Do you guys understand? Do you have any question?
Sorry, yeah, what's happening, Bosco? All good. Just joined the group. Is that a BTC chart trade that you've taken, yeah?
Yeah, that's BTC, yeah.
Okay, cool. Just looking at it.
Okay, that's cool. So now let's jump to gold. So do you have any question here? Anyone? I think I will just recap the analysis I did here. So if you're trading Profx concept, you already understand that we have what we call external environment, which is here. So anything we are trading here, we are trying to like take our range rule. So we are taking advantage of the big move. So we don't want to counter trade here, which I did here. So I wanted the market to just give me any inducement pullback to enter the trade. Because the initial thing I did, I missed this entry because I was waiting for the market to retrace down to this zone. I think I marked it out before. So I was waiting for the market to come down to this zone. Then I marked this as my inducement. But the market left me. So the only way I can join is to look for any place I can see a medium or a minor inducement pullback, which I saw here. And I entered, and it corresponds with the heat map. And that's the reason why I entered this trade. Because I know that using your Profx ERO external concept, you understand that one zone will be trapped, and the second zone will be okay. So whenever you see any of our drawing like this, just know that we are looking out for a zone being trapped or a zone being induced. And this zone is where this zone is being trapped. Sorry, this zone is induced because we have an inducement here. So this zone is a trap. And this is what we call smart money trap, SMT. Okay, so whenever you are trading your external environment, make sure you know the zone that is inducing and the zone that is trapped. That's just the concept. Once you understand this, you can hold trade for long. I hope you understand.